Bruce, I could save her. I could save them. I could even save your parents.
Barry, those scars we have make us who we are. We're not meant to go back and fix them. And there's nothing broken with you that needs to be fixed. Take it from an old guy who made plenty of mistakes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Real Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with fellow Flash Christopher Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
And we finally made it. We finally am finishing off this Flashpoint compare and contrast with the movie, The Flash.
Yeah, quite possibly one of the most divisive things that we have to talk about.
Yeah. And
there's quite a lot of backstory to explain why it's pretty divisive.
Yeah.
Well, might as well get into it.
Yeah.
The Flash is a 2023 superhero film based on the DC Comics character of the same name. Produced by Warner Brothers Pictures, DC Studios, Double Dream, and The Disco Factory, and distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. It is the 13th installment in the DC Extended Universe. The film is directed by
Andy Muschietti.
Thank you. From screenplay written by Christina Hodson, based on a story written by John Francis Daley, Jonathan Goldstein, and Joby Harold.
Mm-hmm.
The film was finally released on June 16th, 2023, following multiple delays caused by director changes. Directors Seth Grahame-Smith, Rick Famuyiwa, John Francis Daley, and Jonathan Goldstein, all departing the project over creative differences, the COVID-19 pandemic, post-production setbacks, and controversies surrounding the main star, Ezra Miller.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to have to discuss it.
Yeah.
The film stars Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, a.k.a. The Flash, alongside Sasha Calais,
Yeah.
Michael Shannon, Ron Livingston, Maribel Verda,
Oh, yeah.
Kiersey Clemens, Anche Tro,
Yeah.
and Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
And the synopsis.
Mm-hmm.
Worlds collide when the Flash uses his superpowers to travel back in time to change the events of the past. However, when his attempt to save his family inadvertently alters the future, he becomes trapped in a reality in which General Zod has returned, threatening annihilation. With no other superheroes to turn to, the Flash looks to coax a very different Batman out of retirement and rescue an imprisoned Kryptonian, I'll bet not the one he's looking for.
I still enjoyed the movie despite our least favorite actor.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely some things to enjoy about this film, but there there are some very glaring issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, we're going to get into them. But I guess might as well start getting into the cast. And I guess we're going to have to really discuss the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, a.k.a. The Flash. And we're dealing with two Barry Allens in this one.
Mm-hmm.
One that is, I guess, what you would consider present day Barry Allen, and then a Barry Allen from, I guess, Man of Steel time, when he was still 18.
Yeah. Well, alternate version of him.
Yeah. I guess first get into, his performance, and then we discuss it. When it came to modern day Barry, he was actually decent.
Yeah. He was less annoying.
Yeah. And it seemed like he'd grown up a lot.
Yeah.
He wasn't too much of a dork.
Yeah.
Compared to how he was when we first saw him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he still has some of his nerdy, dorky moments, but for the most part, he's a grown-up now.
Yeah.
I do have to give them credit on the new suit.
Yeah.
It does look a lot better than the original suit.
Yeah, well, there's a comic that talks about how he got the new suit.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently Batman helped make it for him. Because he got beat up by the girder, the DCEU version of the girder.
Ah.
Yeah, so.
I mean, overall, as far as present day Barry, Ezra Miller actually does a good job.
Yeah.
And I feel for this Barry because, he really is, he's currently dealing with essentially the parole hearing for his dad.
Yeah.
So he's really in his feelings about everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And you see those moments when he starts to get mad at his other self.
Yeah.
Because he feels as though the other Barry is taking everything for granted.
Yeah.
He has everything that present Barry would want.
Yeah.
What he would love to have.
Yeah.
And that's his parents.
Yeah.
Though I'm drawing a blank. Did Present Barry ever tell past Barry?
He found out he overheard the Bruce and Barry conversation with him and Michael Keaton's Batman.
Ah, yeah, that's right. I swear. But with talking about one Barry, we have to get into the other Barry.
I really want to punch that Barry.
Huh?
I want to punch young Barry in the face.
Dear, yes. Everyone wants to punch young Barry in the face. Because why in the world is he such an obnoxious, aggravating idiot?
Yeah.
With his freaking surfer stoner laugh that reminds me of Scooter the fish from SpongeBob. Oh! I swear I mean, while there's some elements of him like his
mainly close to the climax where he actually wants to save everyone.
Yes, and I can give him some of the exuberance of having super speed, but there's so many other elements about him that are just aggravating.
Yeah.
I mean, so much to the point that present Barry hates past Barry.
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of that episode of South Park where future Cartman that ended up in a distant future calls to the past, and his past self won't listen to himself. Therefore, present day future Cartman is like, God, I hate that guy. Yeah. Now you understand what everyone else sees about you.
Yeah.
And Barry finally saw that.
Yeah.
But I will give, past or alternate Barry, his heroic moment that ended up turning him into...
He's also a third Barry.
The Dark Flash.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have gone with Dark Flash. They really should not have. I mean, it's bad enough we didn't get Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
But why would they go with the idea of one of the Flashes that ends up going crazy because you couldn't fix everything?
Yeah. Basically, the Savitar storyline.
Yes. That they essentially did that, but did it worse.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that worse.
So his plan was to go kick Barry to an alternate past, to go create himself.
And then try to get him to help him save everyone.
Yeah, and then if he doesn't agree to it, just kill him.
How would that make your plan how would that make what you're trying to do any easier? But then again, you old and crazy.
Yeah.
Because you've been going through an infinite loop of trying to save everyone and failing at it.
Yeah.
So, of course, you wouldn't have that much rationality.
Yeah.
And then you end up killing yourself.
Yep. And making the multiverse almost get destroyed.
Yeah. But I guess now we have to start discussing why this film is very controversial.
Yeah.
Around the making of this film, and also during the pandemic, Ezra Miller started getting into a lot of very alarming and serious incidents, issues, and other things that made it seem as though he was starting to lose his mind and he was starting to harm a lot of individuals.
Yeah.
It started with him attacking a woman at a bar in Iceland, where initially everybody thought, they were just play fighting, but he actually grabbed the woman by the throat and kind of slammed her to the ground. There is footage of that. Him just terrorizing individuals in Hawaii, whether it was barging into a random couple's hotel room, stealing their wallets and passports, or it's him hitting another patron at a hotel with a chair.
Yeah, him calling himself the Mad Goose Wizard or something like that.
Yeah, and had his weird, I'm going to get the Ku Klux Klan message, which I'm not mad at him at that. It's just, it was very weird.
And then him getting arrested and yelling out other things when he got arrested.
Yeah, I don't want a male police officer to touch me. Stop calling me he, I am they.
Which is kind of ironic because we get with them literally in this movie.
There were also reports of Ezra Miller starting a cult at an Airbnb in Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
He went into hiding at a farm in, I believe, Vermont, with a single mother and her 2 children, with loads of weaponry and ammunition just readily available, not locked up whatsoever. And also him being accused of potentially grooming two female individuals since they were minors. Yeah, there have been a lot of issues, and with everything that came out with Ezra Miller, a lot of negative attention came to this film, and therefore a lot of people that were excited for the film took a nosedive. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people straight up boycotted this film because of Ezra Miller's issues. Mm-hmm. And Ezra actually had to go into a mental institution to get better.
And only be allowed to come out for premieres only.
Yeah, and was not interviewed whatsoever. He was outright given a gag order not to say anything.
Yeah.
And it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, because the Flash is one of my favorite characters. Yeah, the Flash is one of my top 5 favorite characters in all of comics.
Yeah, well,
and I was really excited for this film.
Yeah, especially with the idea of seeing Michael Keaton again as Batman. And Ben Affleck again as Batman.
Yeah, for one last time.
Yeah.
And yet, a great deal of this got squandered because Ezra Miller has issues that he couldn't get over.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand people have a lot of issues. I mean, heck, even us.
Yeah.
You know, but we don't do horrible things like harming people and breaking the law.
Yeah.
So, it's all unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hopefully Miller gets better, but I don't know.
He got crashed and burned with the kid.
Yeah.
But let's get to the supporting cast.
Do we get into the Dark Knights?
I say the Dark Knights.
Okay. The one we meet at the beginning, or the one that we get to know for the rest of the film?
Yeah, the one we meet at the beginning.
Okay. Well, let's start with Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, a.k.a. Batman.
Yeah, he still did pretty good for his 2 scene.
Yeah, and Ben Affleck himself said he felt like those couple scenes, that was him when he finally fully got the character.
Yeah. Even though it's weird seeing him chase after criminals in broad daylight.
Yeah, that is weird.
Chasing Falcone's son.
Yeah. Al.
Yeah.
Who is actually the main villain from The Long Halloween. Mm-hmm. Which was actually a nice little nod.
Yeah.
Though how he became a full-on arms dealer terrorist, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But Ben Affleck,
although the CGI for the suit wasn't that great, mainly up close.
Yeah, mainly the chest plate. Yeah. I did not understand.
I didn't like the close-up when he was trying to talk and you could see the CGI of the cow.
That too.
That looked really weird.
Yeah. Somehow the Funko Pop actually makes the outfit look better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Funko Pop on our table makes what he wore in the film look better.
Yeah.
But, hey, with what we got of Ben Affleck, it was good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, seeing him beat the crap out of Falcone's sons and men.
Yeah. And also, you know, him having his rapport with Alfred.
Yeah.
You know, which it was great to see Jeremy Irons from last time.
And Ben Affleck's uncredited in this movie.
He and a number of others are uncredited.
Only Jeremy Irons.
Only Jeremy Irons got a credit.
Yeah.
Wow. But then again, he's Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
I mean, and this was a good use of your Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
But with talking about one Batman, why don't we get into the other one? And the one we all were waiting for.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, a.k.a. Batman. Now, the weird thing is, he is, but also isn't the Batman that we know from Batman 1989 and Batman Returns.
Yeah.
He did go through those events, but this is a much different Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah, because somehow when you change time, you can move the multiverse around.
Yeah. And yes, he's run into a Michael Keaton Batman, but it's not the original Michael Keaton Batman. It's a completely different one.
I do give Flash props for using the Danny Elfman film, which they didn't use for the Spider-Man No Way Home, for the Spider-Man theme.
Yes. Yes. And on top of it, apparently, Michael Keaton's Batman actually succeeded where all other Batmen failed. He was actually able to finally defeat criminality in Gotham City.
But according to the director, he quit because he killed a criminal in front of the criminal's son.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, did you all not watch Batman 1989 and Batman Returns?
Well, Andy Muschietti is the director is a big fan of Batman '89. He uses it a lot for the '80s It movie.
And Batman caused a few deaths in that film.
Yeah.
I mean, he knocked a couple guys off of that bell tower.
Yeah.
On purpose. He was trying to kill the Joker and succeeded at that.
Yeah. But I guess a random criminal who had a son with him for criminal Father's Day out.
He strapped a bomb to one of the circus performers that was working for the Penguin in Batman Returns and smiled about it right before he knocked the guy underground and he blew up.
Yeah, I know. It's my favorite one of my favorite Christmas movies.
I'm not fully grasping the idea of why he would quit just based off of that one instance.
Yeah, but it really didn't matter because it apparently made Gotham City still.
Yeah.
After that one thing.
Yeah, he succeeded.
Yeah.
Gotham City is safe.
Yeah, and he apparently knows about the multiverse.
Yeah, which... What, has he been studying it? Has he run into other anomalies?
Other flashes?
I mean, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, we don't really know why. He was supposed to be in... Ironically enough, he was supposed to be in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, the Arrowverse.
Oh, what, Keaton?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was going to be the one that Kevin Conroy turned into the murderous Batman. But
I think it was for the best they went with Conroy instead of Keaton.
Yeah.
As much as that would have been cool, I think Kevin Conroy deserved that role.
Yeah.
You know, for him to finally portray a live-action Batman.
Yeah.
But with what we got with Michael Keaton, he was great.
He was using his old comedy chops from the old days.
Yeah, being Mr. Mom and Beetlejuice.
Especially when we first meet him. Him being all happy and stuff. Apparently
he's become a hermit.
Yeah, with a beard and everything.
And long hair.
Yeah. I don't call myself Super Batman.
And also we got to see quite possibly some of the best Batman fight scenes ever.
Against the Russians, that was awesome.
Yes, that was fantastic. That was some of the best Batman doing Batman stuff I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think it rivals what Ben Affleck did in Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
Yep. Yep. And then him beating the crap out of some evil Kryptonians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, proving that Batman is the greatest of all. That he can even go toe-to-toe with Kryptonians and actually put a dent in them.
Yep. You know, he does end up dying.
Which
Twice.
hurt me. It hurt me. Why would you do this? Why?
Well, he was supposed to come back in the altered timeline.
Yeah, but now everything is all messed up. Hopefully, I mean, they do still have Keaton under contract.
Yeah, well, James Gunn better owe us that because of some tweets saying that he didn't like Michael Keaton's Batman from 10 years ago. Yeah, that came out. Saying that he didn't like Michael Keaton's Batman or Jack Nicholson's Joker from the Batman '89 movie.
James, how could you?
Saying
How could you?
Saying that the movie's overrated.
Oh! Oh my God! Bro, what? What? Oh my God, no. I swear to God, you have a lot to prove for yourself with your version of Batman, Gunn. You have a lot to prove. You're now under a microscope now.
Yeah, that's why I'm not really too thrilled with the new reboot quite as much as I thought I would be.
I mean, I'm definitely still interested in all the other, films that we're getting. It's just now, I'm going to proceed with a little bit of caution.
Well, Superman Legacy is going to have all the superheroes cameo in, just like Batman v Superman.
But this isn't the introduction of the Justice League. This is just kind of establishing that other heroes exist.
Well, Batman v Superman sort of did that.
True.
Yeah.
True.
It's all.
But we're not gonna rush into Justice League.
Yeah.
Like Batman v Superman.
Yeah, that was a bad part on Warner Brothers' part.
Yeah.
I still feel like Ben Affleck should have deserved his solo film.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate that studio meddling and his own personal issues kind of got in the way of that.
Well, I hope someone makes it up to us someday.
Yeah. I mean, all the glimpses that we have gotten of Affleck minus Justice League.
Although it's weird with him smiling because of the lasso of truth when he says hi to Diana.
I think that was also him acknowledging the fact that he has a thing with Diana.
Yeah, I think that was the only weirdest part was him smiling. With that weird cow.
And then did they have to go into that whole spiel that a lot of people say about Batman that, with his extreme wealth and whatnot, he actually could be using that to save hunger instead of fighting crime and whatnot.
Yeah, but we're going off topic.
I know.
But Michael Keaton did great. His second death was a little better compared to Professor X's death and Dire Trade Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see him again. Looking at you, James Gunn. You better make up for those mean tweets. If not, we're coming for you.
Yeah. Dang it. I'm still looking forward to all the other stuff you've announced, but now I'm looking at this like you better prove us.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we get into... Should we get into the Allen family? Should we get into the love interests? Or should we get into the Kryptonian that they were looking for, but...
the Kryptonian that they were looking for.
But wasn't the one they were expecting.
Yeah.
Sasha Calais as Kara Zor-El, a.k.a. Supergirl.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily too sure about about this when they initially announced her being casted
Yeah.
and everything, but in the end, I liked her.
Yeah.
She actually did a good job.
Yeah.
And she kind of understood that different take on Supergirl,
Yeah.
that much more kind of jaded,
Yeah.
angry take of
Especially
Supergirl.
when you get blacked out by Russians.
And she also perfectly portrayed, you know, I guess that version of Flashpoint Superman. You know, we're very distrustful of humans, doesn't want to get involved in anything, but in the end does come back and try to help.
Yeah, by first bringing Barry back his powers. And young Barry has a crush on her. Even though he was supposedly going on a date with Iris, so...
I don't know. But with what we got of her was actually really good.
Yeah.
I would actually like to maybe see her come back in some capacity. Though, I don't know. James Gunn might just decide to completely wipe the board with everyone, or maybe he could still keep her for an Elseworld story. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought she was good. Like you, I wasn't that happy about that.
Yeah, I thought they were going to mess things up.
Yeah.
And plus, unfortunately, this does bring up what Walter Hamada and some of the higher-ups of Warner Brothers were planning on doing with the DCEU before things got kiboshed due to the Discovery merger. Yeah. Supergirl was going to replace Superman as one of the main characters in the whole franchise. They actually went ahead and put in the whole thing of Kal-El being killed by Zod as a baby. So therefore, Superman never happened. And they were going to have Sasha Calle as Supergirl be essentially the new Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were going to have Batgirl from the now canceled and permanently vaulted Batgirl film. She was going to replace Ben Affleck and kind of Michael Keaton at the same time as the Dark Knight.
And also keep Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, so they were going to turn the Trinity into all women. Why? While I do like Supergirl and Batgirl, they are supporting characters in the overarching franchise that is Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
Those are your two big franchise players. And you're going to decide to sideline them? Mm-hmm. Or absolutely erase them and replace them with their supporting characters? See, this is the reason why Hamada and all of them either had to leave or got fired.
Yeah.
Because you all ruined everything. I swear, you all are no better than Kathleen Kennedy with Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Or Bob Iger with all the rest of Disney right now.
Yeah.
I swear.
Let's talk about the Allen family.
Okay, starting with Ron Livingston as Henry Allen.
I knew Henry Allen.
And I actually liked him more.
Yeah.
He felt more like what Henry Allen is supposed to feel.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good father. It's just unfortunate he's been framed for a crime he didn't commit. Mm-hmm. And now he's in prison, and he's trying to take the more heroic sacrifice and tell Barry, don't worry about me. Yeah. Go live your life. Be the best you.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a part of him that feels as though, one, he's institutionalized, And 2, it's going to be too hard for him to live without Nora.
Yeah.
But speaking of Nora, Maribel Verdue, or Verde,
Yeah, whatever.
as Nora Allen. She was actually good with what little we got of her. I'm actually surprised that they decided to make Barry half Hispanic.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Even though Barry is also Jewish.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did like what we saw of Nora.
Yeah.
You know, this film actually did right by Barry's parents.
Yeah.
I got to give them credit on that.
He actually had a heartfelt goodbye to her from the past.
Yeah, which yeah, it did. It was sad.
Yeah.
And it was impactful. Yeah, that's one of the things I wish we would have seen in the animated film, but time limits.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, they did do right by...
And she would have got killed by an empty tomato can. Because we never see the killer, so I assume it's empty tomato can.
Which angers me to no end. Now, was it the director trying to imply that Reverse Flash did it?
Yeah.
But yet there is no inkling whatsoever that shows that it was Eobard Thawne. No hint, no anything. Which I actually would have preferred him over Dark Flash.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's showing that he was the one kind of getting in the way, therefore causing all this to keep happening.
Yeah.
You know, and then as alternate Barry keeps on trying to reverse time, that's when they run into Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
And horrible things ensue.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe actually have Eobard Thawne kill alternate past Barry.
Yeah.
To show how evil he is.
Yeah.
He's like, I took care of one Barry Allen. I'm going for another one.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been interesting, but no, we don't get that. We just get some random struggle that occurs. Nora cries out, and then we see her stabbed and bleeding out, and Henry trying to help her.
Yeah.
And why did Barry run out the house when Henry told him to call 911? Why did you run out the house? Go get the phone.
Yeah, young Barry basically implied that his father was running out of the house.
Yeah, you kind of messed everything up now, didn't you? Yeah, I swear. Well, why don't we get into the love interests? Yeah. Kiersey Clemons as Iris West.
She did good for her two scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Kiersey Clemons because she actually was in the film Dope with Shameik Moore.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, she played a tomboy lesbian that was the drummer for Shameik Moore's band. And I liked her in that because she was very funny, and I liked her in this.
And the Snyder Cut of Justice League, which they do reference.
Yeah, so is it canon now?
Yeah.
Is it not?
Because they do, and Barry also references what happened in the Snyder Cut when he talks to Ben Affleck's Bruce.
Yeah, because apparently some heads of Warner Brothers, before they got ousted, were trying to say that, oh no, Justice League is still canon. Well, apparently it's not anymore. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they botched all this. They really had to throw it away.
Yeah.
But I did like Kiersey Clemens, she truly embodied Iris.
Yeah.
You know, a lot like how Candace Patton did before, you know, some of her characterization kind of jumped the shark.
Yeah.
It would have been more interesting to see more of her and see her and Barry's relationship grow.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it only ends with a date.
Yeah.
At the end, yeah.
I
guess we go into the good, like the cameos or whatever. Well, some of the cameos.
Well, yeah, get into the good. I mean, overall, the plot was decent.
Yeah.
It somewhat followed the source material, but at
took
the same...
beats of it, just added its own unique take.
Yeah, having an older, jaded Batman, having a Kryptonian that was held under, government surveillance and testing.
Yeah.
Going back in the past and trying to save Nora Allen.
Yeah.
But yeah. And they did all right with that.
Yeah.
It's just, did they have to bring Zod in?
Zod replacing the Aquaman and the Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Which, hey, it was awesome to see Michael Shannon back.
Yeah.
But it seemed unnecessary.
Yeah.
And even Michael Shannon himself was confused and why am I here?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the acting was really good. Like we said, Ezra Miller as Present Barry.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, as his version of Batman. It was still great to hear him say, "You want to get nuts?
Yeah.
Let's get nuts."
Yeah.
And him still keeping that distinctive darker voice as Batman.
Yeah.
That was great to, see and hear again.
Yeah.
And of course Sasha Calle as Supergirl.
Yeah.
She did great. And as well, Ron Livingston and Maribel Verdú as the Allens.
Yeah.
And the action sequences were great.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck as Batman, riding the bat cycle through Gotham.
In broad daylight.
As weird as it is.
Yeah.
Trying to stop Al Falcone and his group of terrorists. Michael Keaton destroying those Russians.
Yeah.
Supergirl versus the Russians, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what we've always wanted to see Superman do.
Yeah.
I swear, why did it have to be Supergirl that got to do the Superman thing we always wanted to see?
Yeah.
The Flash saving babies and the staff at the hospital.
That's good and bad.
Yes, good as far as the sequence, bad as far as the CGI.
See, the nightmare-inducing CGI babies.
Yes,
One
which...
of them gets put into the microwave.
And how did it not get harmed?
Way to go, guys, for still making Ezra Miller look even worse by him
microwaving a baby.
Yeah.
Though the baby was fine, but
and
still...
CGI, yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, Flash's Batman and Supergirl versus the Kryptonians.
Yeah.
General Zod and his armada.
Yeah.
I mean, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And plus also shout out to Aunt J. Trau as Faora.
Mm-hmm.
Ferrara Ul.
I guess, yeah.
She was essentially the second in command for Zod.
Yeah.
It was cool to see her again.
Yeah. Who gets killed by alternate young Barry. Alvanger, yeah.
Ha. And of course, there were some moments of humor that were actually decent.
Yep. Man, there was mainly the ones without young Barry were
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like some of the early stuff, you know, Barry trying to get his sandwich, him getting ready to run, and fans freaking out for him.
And they never explained why he got the name of the Flash. He never got in either version of Justice League. It only made sense if they used the Grant Gustin cameo for the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
because he calls himself. He says, "I'm also the Flash." The Flash? Oh, the Flash.
Yeah. So much for. I swear.
Yeah.
We'll get more into it.
Yeah.
And of course, some of the cameos were great.
Yeah.
I mean, like we said, great to see Jeremy Irons back as Alfred. We got to see Tamora Morrison as Thomas Curry.
Mm-hmm. Who didn't get a sea wife this time.
Yeah. Aquaman was never born. My God. Well, hey, they were following some ideas of Flashpoint that some superheroes never existed because certain events either
Arthur became a dog.
Yeah. Or some superheroes were never born, you know,
like
ideas like that. Yeah. One, it was great to see Gal Gadot as Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman, one more time.
For one brief scene to save Batman for a comic relief between Batman and Flash with the lasso of truth.
Yeah. Save them and also embarrass them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why has Gal Gadot kind of turned nothing more into a hello cameo? Why has that become her spot
for this year? For Shazam 2 and how this.
She at least had a little bit more to do in that.
Yeah. Well, she did say Batman and the chemicals from going down.
Yeah, I mean, she did do heroic stuff. She just wasn't there for a long period of time. And she was also uncredited in this. So, yeah. Oof. Okay, now we get into Sorcy Monica Jackson as Patty Spivot.
She's more...
You all ruined Patty Spivot.
And you can also say they also ruined Albert. Because they all...
We'll get into him. We'll get into that. I want to talk about Patty right now.
Yeah, she acts like an asshole to Barry.
Why? That's not Patty Spivot. Patty is supposed to be a nice, helpful friend and ally to Barry Allen. They dated more than once in the comics. I think at one point they almost got married.
Yeah. They even dated in the TV show briefly.
I think did he marry Patty?
I don't know.
After Iris got killed by Eobarthon?
Maybe. I need to read more of the early comics.
And that was when Barry was like, "Oh, not this time." Break Thorn's neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you all turned Patty in such a jerk to Barry. Yeah. Why would you do that? Why?
Yeah, giving Barry such a hard time of wanting to care about the cases.
Yeah, you ruined her. But on the other hand,
an alternate version of Patty was also annoying.
Yeah.
For yelling
apparently
I'm Batman.
And apparently she's a stoner friend of that version of Barry.
Yep.
But on the other hand, Rudy Mancuso as Albert Desmond.
Another jerk to Barry.
But that one makes sense because Mr. Element.
Yeah.
And also, big ups on you, Rudy.
Yeah.
I remember when he was just, a dude doing funny stuff on Vine. Yeah, he was running with the crowd like King Batch, Logan Paul, and Lele Pons, Amanda Cerny. Yeah, I remember him from all that. So it was cool to see, hey, he's finally making it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense of him being a bit more of a jerk to Barry. It makes, because he's playing the guy that ends up becoming one of the rogues.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a pass on that.
By an alternate past, they're also stoner friends of young Barry.
And apparently he's dating Patty?
Yeah. Because Barry altered the timelines.
I swear. And then that guy Gary.
Yeah. He plays the tune, during the time that Barry starts to figure out all the things he messed up the universe. Everything's not the way it seemed.
Yeah, and also we find out that actors that were in iconic films ended up being switched around.
Yeah. Eric Stoltz got to keep his Back to the Future gig.
Yeah, as Marty McFly. Didn't they say Michael J. Fox was in Top Gun?
He was in Footloose.
Oh, he was in Footloose.
Kevin Bacon was in Top Gun.
And then...
So Tom Cruise never exists.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing for that part.
Yeah, because what about Rain Man? That was a great film.
But apparently Tom Cruise liked that he wasn't in this universe.
Hey, can you blame him?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
With them, the whole what-if scenarios of actors playing different roles.
And, of course, Robert Zemeckis, the director of Back to the Future, was in line to direct this Flash movie. Then he backed out.
Because he saw that things were getting messed up.
Yeah.
And he was like, I am not going to be tasked with this.
Yeah.
We did see Jason Momoa as Arthur Curry, a.k.a. Aquaman, when Barry goes back to his now altered present.
Yeah.
And Aquaman's absolutely drunk. I don't know why he was there. I don't know.
It made much better sense in the original cut, because after Barry leaves, drunk Aquaman, that's when he gets the message from Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah, which would have made more sense, but no.
It's just a joke.
No. And also, shout out to Sanjir Bhaskar as David Singh.
Don't know if this one was gay in this universe.
I don't think so.
Nah.
No, I don't think so.
I can't picture this guy. He has gays.
And also the reason why Barry's future is, his present is altered is because instead of Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, George Clooney as Bruce Wayne. Why does it seem fitting that they would end up being in the Schumacher-verse? Why does it feel fitting that it ends that way?
Yeah.
I mean, while there's part of me that was like, okay, that is pretty cool, that is pretty funny, but on the other hand, I'm like, no. It feels like another middle finger to us.
Yeah.
And plus, we didn't even get any reference to Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad.
Yeah.
And now we get into some of the CGI cameos.
Yeah.
We got to see a horrible CGI recreation of Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
And then we get into... Oh, yeah, we also saw a CGI creation of Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang.
Yeah. Mainly altered the DCU timeline with that Speed Bowl, whatever you call it.
Why did they turn the Speed Force into that? That's not how the Speed Force looks. it should have been a tunnel, and you'd see glimpses and flashes of different things. How in the world did the Arrowverse do that better?
Yeah.
And now we get into another one of the more controversial things in this film.
To an actor strike.
Huh?
One of the few things that led to the actor strike, I guess.
Yes. The CGI recreations and AI recreations of certain actors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, during the climax with both Barrys running into Dark Flash, we see these orbs of different universes.
Yeah.
And we end up seeing an AI recreation of Christopher Reeve as Superman. We see a CGI recreation of CGI or AI?
AI.
Recreation of Helen Slater as Supergirl, who lands right next to Superman, which I gotta give them that. That was cool to see them together.
Yeah.
You know, a thing we never got to see.
Yeah.
Then we see Adam West as Batman, though he was a still CGI version of him, and they messed up his cowl, so initially you can't see his ears, so instead of Batman, he's just man. But it was cool to hear Eartha Kitt's Catwoman
and Cesar Romero's
Joker
laugh, and of course hearing Adam West through the archive footage.
Yeah, which I'll give them that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all got one of the more controversial picks, George Reeves as 1950 Superman.
Yeah, where they played the opening credits.
Which was it mainly just archival footage, or did they really kind of CGI AI him?
They CGI AI'd him.
Which that one was. I'm sorry, that one was in poor taste.
Yeah.
Because while George Reeves is iconic as Superman, playing that role was one of the main factors that led to his death.
Yeah.
You know, he ended up getting typecast as Superman. Yeah. And that greatly hindered his career as an actor. And that was one of the main causes of his apparent suicide.
That's a question mark.
Yeah, we're not sure if it was suicide, murder, or just an accident.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was one of the main factors that really messed up George Reeves' life. So it kind of feels in poor taste that they would include him when he hated the role. And two, the film came out on the anniversary of his death. June 16th is the day George Reeves died. And you include the character that, in the end, he hated portraying. Did anyone think about what they were doing before they did these things? I swear. And then we got this weird thing of seeing Jay Garrick in George Reeves' universe. Which, one, was cool, but two, apparently that was the face of one of the people that worked on the film. But I swear to God, that looked like Teddy Sears. That looked like Teddy Sears from the Flash TV series. Even Teddy Sears said, I can kind of see it, but it was kind of cool to see them acknowledge Jay Garrick. But yes, now we're getting into the bad, past Barry Allen. how he gets his powers.
Yep.
Yeah, him getting the powers passed from Present Barry to him.
Yep.
The lightning bolt going through the chemicals, that was weird. Hit the jokes.
Why did we have to see Ezra Miller's ass?
The naked scene. We did not need to see they them's butt.
Yeah.
Like I said, we never saw who killed Nora. The bad CGI, and apparently a lot of it, they used YouTube clips to configure what they were trying to make with CGI. You work for Warner Brothers. You have all the films right there. Yeah. Why aren't you using those? Why are you using YouTube clips?
You forgot the other cameo, Nicolas Cage.
My apologies. He was actually one of the good things.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage as Superman. We finally got to see him be the Superman in the film that was never made.
Yeah, even he was happy about it when he saw it.
Yeah.
Although Tim Burton wasn't happy about it because he never got to finish it yet.
But it was cool to actually see that.
Yeah.
You know, see Nicolas Cage finally fight that giant spider.
Yeah.
You know, I give them credit on that one. Yeah. That one was great.
Yeah.
Some of the other bad CGI, they messed up the S on Helen Slater's suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of clipped wrong.
Yeah.
How do you all mess that up? And plus Adam West's cowl.
Yeah.
I swear, what was going on here? And plus the morality of bringing back dead actors through the use of CGI and AI. Some people like it, and then some people don't. I'm on the camp of I'm straddling the middle of it.
Yeah, me too.
Because while, yes, it's cool that they referenced it, I think for the most part they got permission from the estates.
Yeah.
I don't know who holds George Reeves' estate.
Yeah.
I don't know. But there also is kind of this weird uncanny valley kind of unnerving feeling that Christopher Reeves has been dead for nearly 20 years now. George Reeves has been dead even longer than that.
Yeah.
Adam West, I mean, he's been gone for, I think, roughly a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's weird seeing these actors back, and it feels kind of... It's unnerving.
Yeah.
It's unnerving. This is one of the main reasons why we ended up dealing with the actors' strike.
Yeah.
Because apparently some of the studios feel as though they have the right to use the likenesses of people without their permission. So, while I think they did get permission for this, it's still not right. You should have let those actors rest. And then, of course, cut cameos, or cameos we never got. We never got to see Grant Gustin as his version of the Flash.
Yeah.
Which would have been great, and also explain more of how Ezra Miller Barry got the name The Flash.
Yeah.
They cut out Linda Carter. She was supposed to appear in, the multiverse as her version of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And they cut her out, which I think is messed up.
Yeah.
That would have been great. And apparently they did actually CGI animate Cesar Romero as the Joker, Burgess Meredith as the Penguin, and Marlon Brando as Zor-El. Oh,
Jor-El.
as Jor-El. My apology. I'm still thinking of Kara. Yeah, they did bring back Marlon Brando as Jor-El, which part of me is like, that's awesome, and then part of me is like, all those actors have been dead for so long. No, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they did use archival footage of Marlon Brando.
And Superman Returns.
Yeah. which I think that was actually a nice touch.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of those cameos would have been cool. Others, maybe it was for the best they didn't include them. And things that didn't match up with the original source material.
Yeah.
Barry causing incursions.
Yeah.
He was only supposed to cause, like, the destruction of Earth, not destroy the multiverse.
Yeah.
Barry meeting himself.
Yeah.
And also Barry causing different universes interacting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't happen in Flashpoint.
Yeah.
That's more of a Crisis on Infinite Earths thing. And then all the alternate endings that weren't used.
Yeah.
Where we actually would have seen Ben Affleck again.
Yeah.
Or Ben Affleck would have been displaced, and it would be Barry's mission to go and find him.
Well, he was stuck with Michael Keaton's Batman, along with Supergirl, and there was also another ending with still the same thing, but only they added Henry Cavill in the ending, and Gal Gadot's back for Wonder Woman for that ending.
That's
at
fair.
the court scene, yeah.
Why do they always end up screwing over Henry Cavill?
Yeah. Like I said, they could... I really want to see the 4-hour director's cut of this.
It would be interesting and potentially see,
what could have been.
Yeah. Because there were some semblances, there was some part of a good movie here.
Yeah.
It just got messed up by studio meddling.
Just like the Justice League movie.
With studio meddling, too many cooks in the kitchen, because you all ended up making each director's job that much harder.
Yeah.
So therefore they had to leave because creative differences. And Ezra Miller being a pain.
Yeah.
Why don't we get into the scores?
All right. I give this a 7 out of 10. I still enjoy it, mainly for the two Batman part of it every time. And Ezra Miller is less annoying himself than Barry 1 for the most part. It's just the ending up until the post-credit scene I'm just not that great about. Along with some of the CGI.
Now, for me, despite a lot of the issues I have with it, I'm still going to give it a 6.
Yeah.
Because this is at least better than Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah.
There are moments of greatness with this film.
Yeah.
There are great action sequences and acting work in this. Great performances. But yes, this was a very flawed film because I don't think anyone knew what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the issues with why did you pick Flashpoint? As much as I love the story, there are so many other great Flash stories that they could have, made. They should not have tried to, A, start with Flashpoint, and B, try to use it to reboot the already messed up DCEU.
Yeah.
Which now, in the end, it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
Because this film failed, and all other films after it failing, one that was actually decent but underperformed, and another one, oh, we're not even going to touch with 100-foot pole. Yeah, it was all for nothing. Because everything's going to be rebooted now. So we went through all this for nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what hurts the most.
Yep. But if you have your additional thoughts with it Go find us on Facebook, The Real Screen Team. Where else?
You can also find us on Instagram, Reddit, and TikTok.
And make sure to like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share our videos.
Yeah, we're at 206 subscribers. Only 294 to go.
Yep. And, well, before we go, we still have a whole list of other stuff we're doing.
Yes.
The Mummy-a-thon with the 1932 Mummy.
Starring Boris Karloff.
The action-adventure 1999 movie.
Starring Brendan Fraser.
And its sequel.
The Mummy Returns.
And then we're discussing the 30th anniversary for the Power Rangers special.
Yep.
And then we're doing the second Doctor.
Yes, we're finally getting close to getting the second Doctor done, and hopefully soon after that we can get the third Doctor done. Hopefully it could be before the 60th, but it might be after. And
Most likely it'll be everything after.
Like we said, we apologize. We ran into delays as far as getting props and, of course, our other... trying to work out getting together with our other co-host for the Doctor Who marathon.
Yep.
So unfortunately, a lot of it's gonna bleed into next year.
Yep.
But we are gonna get it done.
Yep.
We are gonna get it done. We've enjoyed watching Doctor Who, and also it's a mission to make sure that we do Doctor Who justice.
Yes. So, whenever we're all out.
Well, sure. Well, thank you all for watching. Well, my apologies. I'm looking at so many different cameras right now. Thank you all for watching. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and click the notification bell. It would really help us get to 500 subscribers. Well, cut, print, that's a